spread as I did the previous 2 months. And I'm just going to, try to breeze through them to reduce the recording time, okay? But I'll be thorough with each placement of the cards. So moving forward into this month, what I do sense here is you want to be a little bit careful when it comes to spending. And I'm also seeing quite a few of you are either in school or needing to upgrade your schooling situations, getting back in school, getting diplomas, getting necessary certificates in order to land a better job or in order to, climb the career ladder. So a lot of the times too, work experience, they mean a lot when you are trying to get ahead. But I do sense there are some obstacles, like some institutional barriers for many of you in getting the jobs that you want. So you either are thinking about school, or schooling is going to be the one way for you to get ahead in your current career track, all right? So let's go into your reading. I feel like those are the main areas of focus. But let's talk about the first card, okay? The Four of Pentacles is a situation where we are going to need to be a little bit more cautious when it comes to our spending. And a lot of you are starting to accumulate wealth. And I feel this is a good card overall. It basically means the beginning of wealth accumulation, accumulating resources, gathering resources in order to start something, which could be, seed funding for self-employment, for starting some type of business, pooling your resources as well with another person, even in order to start some type of a business venture. What I'm also sensing is I feel a lot of you are branching out when it comes to your career track, when it comes to projects that you are undertaking. And I feel that you might be just, trying to itemize all the resources you have or all the assets that you have in order to either liquidate so that you can have seed funding for some type of major project, or you are gathering money, finances with another person in order to start new ventures, okay? So overall, this is a very positive card that basically means, a lot of you are putting a lot more money in your savings for whatever reason. There might be more expenditures within the household. There might be children, family members that are being added into the household. So you have a impetus for doing this. So either way, it's basically holding on tightly to your financial resources, okay? Moving on into the second house, which basically rules your financial situation. For those of you who are self-employed or working in a capacity where you are working like on a contract basis or on a commission basis, we have here the self-employment card in the reverse position. So I do feel that a lot of you, if you are starting some type of self-employment gig, it's going to take some time for things to gain momentum. So you might need to invest in more equipment. You might need to invest in more people, like hiring more people, taking on more people, because I do sense that business is expanding quite a bit, okay? And so the demand is very high. You might not have the adequate manpower, technology, machinery, or even whatever it is that provides opportunities for the business transactions to take place. So I feel like you are taking money from your savings in order to expand some type of business venture. For those who are working, regular 9 to 5, I feel that things are easing up, and, you don't have like fluctuations when it comes to your income. But for those who are self-employed or who are selling things on the side, like creative projects or even, arts and crafts on the side, I do feel there is a little bit of a slowdown for right now, but I feel that things are going to pick up for you in a few months' time. And I'm getting creative projects that you've worked on, okay? And then others who are on a contract basis as well, you might work for another 8 months in order to see the paycheck. So you might have like, half of the deposit for your services, for your consultation, or for whatever it is that you're doing freelance work. And then you get, once the project is finished, which is probably about 8 months time, you get the final payment for the project. So you're waiting on some money to come through for you in terms of self-employment. Communication is a little bit tricky for this month as well. We have here the Five of Wands, and this usually denotes conflict, creative differences, competition, as well as like, mental, verbal debates with another person. The Five of Wands usually indicates a situation where people do not see eye to eye, and if you are arguing with another person, or you have creative differences with another person, I feel that it is something that is cyclical. It's also dealing with the same types of people where you're not going to be able to convince them to your side, okay? Or they likewise are not going to be able to convince you to come to their side or to, see things from their perspective. This is not a bad conflict card. It's basically creative differences. However, it's also bringing about a lot of inspiration too, because it is the Five of Wands rather than the Five of Swords. So overall, it basically means that new projects, new priorities can be set when people discuss, like have, discussions about what needs to be done and how to move on forward, okay? In terms of your fourth house, we have here the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles, this is usually what I would consider like a financial windfall. However, when it falls in your fourth house, it basically means that I feel like some of you are going to have to expand your family unit, giving money away or saving money or setting up money aside because there are more people being added into your household. So it could be a birth of a child. It could also signify, a child growing up. So then you're going to need to either, invest more in their education. So if your child's going off away to college, you might need to put more resources in the bank account in order to pay for their college tuition, dorm, room and board, etc. So there's some money coming from you as an investment in your housing situation, okay? Expanding the housing, doing some type of like hiring contractors in order to either remodel or expand the household as well, okay? It's a very positive card, and I do feel a lot of luck coming through overall with family members. You might have creative differences with family members, but overall it indicates harmony. It indicates that, when the going gets rough, family members, despite all of these ideological differences, they will still be there for you in order to, help you navigate some choppy waters. So it's showing up here as the foundation, so I feel that it is a really good card overall. So I'm seeing a lot of expansion, and I feel like you're doing it in a very cautious manner, expansion within your household, within businesses as well. And so you're saving up money rather than just, spending left and right, which is the right way to go about this, okay? In your fifth house, this deals with recreation, creativity, and we have here the Ten of Cups. And I do see this is the completion card, and this is also the family card. So I'm seeing a lot of you expecting new children, new family members being added within your household. It could also be a pet as well, but I do feel a lot of investment being done to either, doing some repairs within your family unit or remodeling, repairs, preparing a nursery is what I'm seeing for a few of you. Preparing a nursery because you're expecting a child to come in, or, making a doghouse, I'm seeing for some of you, if you have new pets being added in your household. If you have been going through some type of remodeling process, and it has been, for a few months, I do feel there's going to be some type of a conclusion towards home repairs. You pay the contractors and, send them on their way, because the housing situation right now, it looks like very, very stable, okay? So you could be on the tail end of a home repair or remodeling, or you could just be starting the project right now by hiring contractors. But either way, there is going to be things happening, a lot of good things happening to renew your housing environment. When it comes to children as well, the fifth house deals with creativity. And, children or offsprings are also our creative projects as well, so to speak, when we talk about, astrology. And the Ten of Cups basically means, a lot of children coming back in for celebrations. So this can be, they're coming back into the family unit. There's a lot of family gatherings, a lot of social functions. I'm also seeing like a lot of community engagement as well, okay? So it's a really good card. Moving on to your sixth house. Sixth house deals with health as well as it deals with work and your daily routine. So let me just say this, when it comes to the health issues, whatever lingering health issues, I feel that you are recovering from it. And I'm especially seeing like muscle aches and back aches, okay, associated with this card. This is somebody who's like inundated with a lot of things, but usually when it shows up in the health position, it basically means, overcoming back issues, skeletal realignment. So a lot of you might be going through, like chiropractic sessions where you are getting things realigned, especially your back realigned. And I'm seeing some massage therapy. You physically could be a massage therapist working in that capacity to help heal somebody from back pains or muscle aches. But it's alleviation of these problems, okay? And then on top of that, in terms of work, I feel some of you are leaving, have left existing jobs and you're waiting on new opportunities. So you might have left like a 9 to 5 job. You are working like, just on a freelance basis, or you are self-employed and you're waiting right now in the interim for a new job to come through. And I feel that it is going to be coming through for you if you have recently left a job and are waiting around and you're, just killing the time by doing other creative projects in order to make money, in order to sustain yourself in the meantime. So I'm seeing a lot of creativity coming through. A lot of you are, have been inundated with a lot of like side projects, side gigs that you're doing. And right now, I feel like the dust is settling and you're starting a new job, okay? In terms of your relationship sector, and let me just say first, we have here the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles, this usually deals with new projects being formulated and signed and agreed upon between a business partner, okay? So like a big portfolio, a big client that you and your business partner have recently landed, or a solidification of a business contract or a business partnership. So overall, it's really good. In terms of romantic partners as well, I usually think of this as an engagement. This is like taking the relationship to the next level, or meeting somebody that the chemistry might not be, it might not be off the charts, but you are meeting somebody who's actually very, very stable for you, and you're taking the steps in the right direction in order to invite this person into your life. So this is a solidification card when it comes to love and business partnership. So you've got some really strong cards coming through and some, definite yes cards here, okay? So you have some good things in your relationship sector. I think of the Ace of Pentacles too often as engagement. So some of you, might be trying to get another person in your living area, or incorporating, them into your life via, moving in together, getting a property together, looking at renting a space together. So apartment, condo, whatever it is, even a house, or even purchasing a house together in order to, solidify the relationship. And the next card reaffirms the previous card, this is the marriage card and also the stable relationship and the house environment, okay? So in your 8th house, the 8th house deals with regeneration. It deals with changes, and it also deals with things in your environment that you need to focus on in order to, invite some very deep, transformative changes in your life for the better. And with the Four of Wands, this basically indicates it's doing proposals or being proposed to. And I feel that some of you are purchasing properties together. You might have been to follow through ahead with one of the choices. Okay, so you might have put in bids for the house, and I feel that one house is going to be available for you, and then the rest of the money is going towards that house. You're going to then transfer titles or transfer the lease into your name, okay? So we have some really amazing things happening for you. Now, going back to the 9th house, the 9th house basically indicates higher education. And what I have here is the Ace of Wands. And let me just talk about this. The way it came out, the Ace of Wands is a great idea. This is something that you should do. It's inspiring. It's going to be very good for you. It has opportunities to grow and expand upon, okay? When it shows up in the reverse position, for those of you who are thinking about school, who are little bit, who might have, thought about returning to school, it's the right time for you to do this, okay? So this card, in order to turn it right side up, you need to take initiative in order to get yourself back in school somehow, because being in school is going to enhance and increase your income generating potential. And then for others of you who might have, started school, stopped, and got caught up with a lot of work and a lot of things in life, there might be new people being added to your family. There might be more responsibility and a little bit more pressure to start saving up. So they're telling you that one of the ways in which you can break away from these worries is to enroll yourself in school, get, more certifications, more certificates, in order for you to be, boost your credibility when you look for work. So if you have been working in an environment where you feel underpaid, underemployed, or even underappreciated in your work environment, they are telling you that the school situation is going to allow you to break out of this so that you can, get the accreditation, get the certificate so that you can look for work that is a little bit more, that will pay you a lot more. And the work situation is going to, both of these cards, I usually look at them together, and they basically indicate as well, overseas travel, like long way. You might feel like you need a vacation. You might feel just like a little bit claustrophobic to like people, too many people around in your space. That's not always a bad thing, but as the lone wolf of the zodiac, I do sense that you need a lot of time and space to yourself as well. So if you are feeling a little bit inundated, you might just want to take a vacation, but I do sense financial resources might not be available to you at this in this month. And additionally, I feel like there might also be demands on the work environment as well, where you might not be able to take this trip. But I see you discussing a trip with another person. Possibly have summer break, and you might have, the opportunity and the time to travel. Okay. Let me just say a little bit more about these cards, because I'm getting a message here that I feel like some of you, when it comes to parents overall, there might be a shortage of money within their household. So this is, mothers and fathers. If you are, especially if you are no longer living with them, there might be a shortage of money within the home. So give them a call, contact them, and see if they need anything, because I feel that you are accumulating quite a bit of wealth, okay? And I feel that they might need something. So I do see some type of an outpouring of money to you within the family environment. So giving to mom and dad, if they're like retired and they need some fixing up around the house and they didn't want to splurge on a professional, they might try to do like those do-it-yourself projects, and then things go awry, and then I feel like you're gonna have to siphon some money in order for them to get like a specialist to fix some things around their house. So contact mom and dad and see if there's anything that they need that you can provide for them, okay? And I do feel it's going to be a little bit more like on the financial front. I'm also sensing, especially fathers, just make sure he's in good health, and just also make sure that if there's anything he needs, that I feel like he won't reach out. So I'm sensing that you might need to go in there and really press for it, and offer it like just without strings attached. I know you're going to do that anyways, but just make the gesture, just do it and be a little bit pushy, because I feel like he's a little bit too proud, and he might not ask first, and I feel that you just need to make the offer and put it on the table and see where he goes with that, okay? And in terms of your 11th house, we have here friendships, group associations. I'm seeing that some of you have recently applied for work. There is going to be something coming through, okay? And I do sense it's going to work out really well. The jobs that are made available to you is through group association, through friends. So a friend might make a recommendation. Hey, I know so-and-so is hiring. I know another company that's hiring, and I feel like the job is going to be really good for you. So take up on friends, offers from friends, and especially reach out to your friends and tell them, hey, I'm looking for a job. If you have recommendations, or if you know somebody who's hiring, can you pass my information along, or can you pass their information along to me, and I'll follow up with them. So I'm seeing something here, new work, new financial opportunities coming through from friends, as well as new partnership opportunities, okay? And I feel like it's really going to enhance your income generating potential. And the last card here, we have the Nine of Wands. And let me just say this. I'm sensing that some of you, there's some unresolved issue from the past, okay? And I feel like it might be linked up here to some type of communication that has gone awry, and especially in a work environment from the past, where the communication with the other person, or there might have been a lot of creative differences that you just couldn't overcome. You and them, you both couldn't overcome. And so right now, you might have just, turned that job down or left that work environment because it was cumbersome. It was just not what you expected. And so you're looking for other jobs, okay? And they're still coming around, trying to solicit you, trying to get you to go back to work for them, or they're trying to, do some type of a peace offering. So you're kind of weary about people coming back from the past as it relates to your work environment. So you don't want coworkers, former bosses, former employees to come back from the past, because I feel like you're putting on a defensive stance just in case you hear from them. And that's not a bad thing at all, but I feel like they're going to be coming in a hurry. They might ask you like, oh, where was that portfolio? Where was the where was the receipt for that one transaction, or where was the contract for that? So I do sense some issues from the past in the work environment might come back in, where your previous employers, previous coworkers are reaching out to you. And, you're trying to move on with your life. You're trying to apply for new work. You have new work coming through as well. And you have a lot of good things in your family unit. And I feel that, this is not going to be something that is prevalent through this month, but I do sense it is a little bit kind of like disheartening for you if you have to deal with it. But I feel like you're on the defense, which means you're ready if they choose to come back. Okay, so I'm going to leave this card out, and let me just move on into your love reading. So we have here the Ace of Pentacles. This falls in your 7th house, which deals with relationship. So that's going to serve as our segue into the love portion of this reading. So let me just see. The message that I have here is with the Ace of Pentacles, and this is your element. This is your suit. Okay, what it's saying is, Capricorns, you have a lot to offer in a relationship. You have a lot to offer. Okay, so that basically means, let me just say this. Okay, and I feel like, when we are like dating other people, for example, a lot of the times we might say like, oh, he or she is out of my league. He or she is, like not going to like me. This is a card coming through as, confirmation that you have a lot to offer. And, your personality, your wit, just the person that you are, the qualities that you have, which is stability, reliability, you are someone who's very, very patient. So you have all of these good qualities that make you a really good dating partner, or even a romantic, long-term relationship partner. And so don't doubt these things. Don't try to, make up in other ways. So, for example, don't dump so much money in a relationship partner because you believe that, oh, that's what he or she wants, okay? And especially, don't get so swept off your feet and let yourself be used or abused in a relationship. So those are the message I feel coming through. A lot of the times too, people think that they can buy love just with a lot of money. So that's something I want you guys to be a little bit careful of, okay? So I feel like that is the message coming through. So it just needed to be said. And then for others of you, this is kind of like, it's okay for you to make that, take the relationship to the next level, because I feel like you have somebody in your life that you really like. And I feel like they are really serious about you. And this can go the distance, okay? It can go the whole 9 yards leading up to marriage, because this card basically indicates proposal. Okay, just want to pull this one out. And in terms of like direction, we're looking for aim for new things, aim for new people, aim for new relationships, and know your worth, and don't settle for anything that doesn't meet your expectations, okay? Okay. You've got some really good cards, Capricorn. Okay, so let me talk about the foundation because it's just kind of screaming out. The foundation of the spread is basically something like in the, in the palm of your hands, okay? A lot of you have recently achieved a lot of financial, like status recognition, financial windfall as well. So you're in a really good financial space right now, to to not worry so much about your work situation, so that you can relax a little bit, and that you can focus on the love situation. And then others of you, I feel like there is somebody that is in alignment with you in your work environment. And we also have the lovers. So some of you are making great tractions with a new relationship partner. If this is somebody that has been in your life for quite some time, I feel that you are getting some type of confirmation that they are the right one, that they are the one that can go the distance with you. So we have some really good things coming through, where many of you are in stable relationships right now. You and your partner, there's a lot of chemistry here with the Lovers card. Two people who see eye to eye, and two people who are in a stable union with one another. And both partners are very, very financially successful. And you both are also, you have a lot of financial resources as a couple. So this is like the power couple dynamics that I'm seeing here with the Lovers and the Six of Wands. So if this sounds like it might be applied to your situation, I feel a relationship being taken to the next level, and I also feel that this is engagement happening. Okay, so you and your partner are going to be doing a lot of public appearances together, such as at family functions, work functions as well, or you yourself might be attending work functions, and you're bringing your partner along as your plus one, or likewise they could be doing that with you. So I feel like you are making a lot of public appearances in very in professional, I'm seeing more like professional settings. Sorry about that. I'm seeing more in professional settings where you are going to be with your partner, and other people in your work environment, in your family environment. They are also going to be introduced to this person. So solidifications of relationships. And I'm also seeing some of you might be involved with another earth sign as well, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And the relationship is going swimmingly well, okay? In the past situation, we have here the Ace of Cups. This is a brand new love. This is a love that is, it's very, it basically, surpasses expectations. So it could basically mean that, you both meet each other, right? And you both grow together. You have to deal with your own process of growth. So you have your own life experience, and your partner likewise has his or her individual life experience. And I feel like through the growth process, it really bound you both together. And there might have been a lot of challenges that you both have to overcome as a couple, or even individually, and it made you really trust your partner. It makes you want to, give everything to your partner. So this is a very good card that indicates to me some sort of an unconditional love between two people, where no matter what people say, two people really trust one another, and there's like they have faith that the relationship, can go the distance. It's linked up here with the Fool. And the Fool is in the reverse position. I'm feeling that a lot of you, there might have been, some type of falling out in the past in this relationship, or there might have been like periods where you were traveling either for work or for leisure. Your partner also was traveling for work or leisure, and then this is the month in which you both are coming together. And so it's like, absence makes the heart grow fonder, and you're going to be reminded of how much you love your partner, and they likewise. If you are the one traveling, and it could very well be you, but I feel it's coming through more from the partner. There's going to be this, whole process about absence makes the heart grow fonder. And so that's for those of you in relationships. Stable relationships look really, really good for this month, okay? And I'm seeing as well a new bundle of joy being brought into the picture. like a new baby being born, or a new person, you know, a new child, or like an elderly parent being brought into the household. And it's going to restrict your movement. So you have somebody that is a little bit more emotionally and physically dependent on you, such as an elderly parent or even a newborn child coming into the picture. And you're not going to be as mobile as you'd hope, but I feel that you are gladly going home to this, to your partner, and also the person, your partner and to your child, okay? In terms of the present situation, we have here the Page of Coins as well as the Empress. And the Page of Coins, together with the Empress, there is going to be a situation here where there are discussions about children. So the Empress indicates expanding of the family unit. It also indicates pregnancy. And with the Page of Coins, this is a smaller, this is like the, I want to say, an energy concerning a young child. There might be children involved in the picture where you have to, really keep an eye out for them. And so as a result, you and your partner might not have enough alone time. So that's the only challenge I'm seeing coming through. So, just be patient with one another and set aside time so that you both can reconvene and have date nights, or even, try to. So sorry about that. I meant to say that for some of you, I do see some child rearing situations, child interfering in the relationship. So they might need a lot more attention from you. And so as a result of it, you or your partner might be indisposable when it comes to, having alone time together, making time for date night. Or I feel like there might also be, mood swing fluctuations and things like that as it relates to pregnancy, or being very, very late in your pregnancy terms where you are concerned about the birth of a child, or you are getting ready for the birth of the child. There might also be, movement and freedom of movement. Like I'm seeing restrictions when it comes to movement because somebody is very, very late into the pregnancy. So that's, like going on the 7th, 8th, 9th month mark, where you might be, your mobility is going to be limited if you are a female and that's pregnant, okay? Or your partner, if you're partnered up with someone who's pregnant as well. I feel like her freedom of movement is going to be severely limited. So I'm sensing there's going to be a lot of new joy and contentment coming through, as well as the birth of a child greatly with this cluster. And then there are some of you who are dealing with your own legal issues. Okay, this can be in work or it can be in a relationship. And that also is, it's kind of like a dark cloud over your shoulders that you have to contend with. There might also be a need for child, child custody, alimony to be paid out, or if it's not related to a marriage, if the legal issues are not related to marriage, there might be a settlement outside of court, and you might not tell your partner about this because you don't want to worry him or her, and so you're doing it quietly. And I do feel like there is lingering legal battles, legal issues that are weighing heavily on your mind, and you might not want to bother your partner with that. It's also linked up here with the Five of Swords, which indicates some type of conflict. Okay, so earlier we had the Five of Wands, but the Five of Swords is a little bit harsher, mainly because it's the suit of air, which is more about logic based. So I do feel that there is going to be some type of a cutthroat legal issue related to child custody as well. So I feel that some of you have recently, you're dealing with this right now. And you might be trying to start your life over with a new relationship partner, but you're still dealing with some type of legal battle, which could be custody. It also could be alimony, and it also could be, financial assets that you share between you and a previous partner. With the Justice card in the reverse position, it's basically a situation where it's going to get dragged on a little bit longer. Two people can't really agree, and they can't even agree to disagree. So it's going to be drawn out, and I feel like it's going to take a little bit more time for you to find a resolution. Okay, so pick your battles. If you're trying to move on from this, try to see where you can, what you can get away with. But I feel the energy of somebody being very cutthroat. They want everything. Like they want, they don't want to split things 50-50. If you look at this person, one person's got all the jewels on their sword and the other person is left empty-handed. So it seems almost as if this might be a little bit of a brutal a legal issue where one person will not relinquish, assets in the relationship, or release assets in the court situation, so that both parties can, reach a compromise. I feel like somebody is refusing to compromise here. In terms of what's coming through in your future, we have here the Seven of Wands. And this is a card about, standing up for ourselves, speaking our truths, and defending ourselves and the people that we love in the face of opposition. I feel like you have done this in the past, and I feel that your family, your environment, people in your environment, they're going to be really supportive of the people that you are bringing into your life. So what we have here is an earth sign. So this is another Capricorn, a Taurus, or a Virgo, sun, moon, or rising. And I do sense that for those of you who are single, newly dating, I'm sensing a little bit of difficulties when it comes to being able to meet new people. The Knight of Coins is like the slowest moving knight in the deck. It's the slowest moving person in the deck. So I feel that if you want to make traction with this person, they can be coming through your environment for those who are single. But if you want to make traction with this person, you need to state your intentions very, very clearly. And you need to set a timeline for them to exert a little bit of pressure on them before they will budge, okay? So I feel like somebody who's a little bit indecisive, who takes a really long time, and who is not able to, I feel like they need a lot of reassurance from you before they're able to make a move. And they might have, be dealing with some type of past relationship that went awry. And so they're not yet ready 100% to jump into another relationship. But either way, if your intentions are pure, if you are wanting to approach this person to offer a date or to offer a relationship with this person, I do feel that it's going to take a little bit more time. And you are going to be the one that needs to make the first move to show them your intention, okay? So I'm seeing three groups here. Singles, you have you have another earth sign coming in. Those of you in stable relationships, I feel like either a marriage proposal, even I'm seeing like birth of a new child. And then I feel like for some of you, you're trying to leave past legal battles behind. And it could be related to child rearing, like child custody, or even alimony, okay? Bye-bye.